Hey everybody, Bacon here with an update on days 2 and 3 of the Testing the New Player Experience experiment. So what we did over the past 2 days of the new player experience test was, first of all, we did the prologue of One Night in Karazhan. It only gets you like two different cards, but the one we were really looking for is Firelands Portal because it's a super strong card for trying to build like a budget value mage, which is what we're going for here. And the other thing is it's free, right? So you may as well do it. It's a pretty quick boss battle. You just bust through with Medivh, take it down, and then yeah, you get Firelands Portal and Enchanted Raven. Enchanted Raven not really that important, but the Firelands Portal is something we're really interested in. So after that, we went into our free arena run, which we drafted a Paladin deck for. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with how the run went because we had a pretty good draft, but we also had a distinct advantage from being in the arena starter pool. So this is something that it's not really common knowledge, easy to find information, but it was confirmed by Ben Brode on Hafu's stream that there isn't actually like an MMR matchmaking system in Arena, but there is something they call like the beginner pool that new accounts are placed in until they get like a few arena runs logged. So basically, what this is he said that first they prioritize matching new players with other new players, but the other thing that he said was that if you aren't able to be placed against someone else in the new player pool, what they do is they sort of credit you with one loss. So if it's your first game, they treat you as if you're 0-1, which means that you'll be placed against people who lost their first game. So these are either people who, didn't draft a great deck, or, maybe they are just not very good at arena. So you have an advantage because of that. So I only ended up getting 7 wins with the deck, which is still nice. We got a decent chunk of gold and we got our pack. We also finished our paladin quest, but just a little disappointed that we weren't able to push it somewhere around like 10 wins with our deck quality and also being in that new player pool. So another thing I did in these past 2 days of the new player experience was bust out my quests for those Mean Streets of Gadgetzan expansion packs. You get 6 free packs for doing it, and it was a really big help. It was a really big help for just jump starting my collection of that set in particular. But what I noticed from doing it was it started to cause a problem that I wasn't really expecting to happen. So when I first started the challenge, I figured that over time I would be I'd be working on crafting like a budget version of some mid to high tier net deck, and then I would finish the grind with that after sort of I collect some gold, some dust, etc. With a budget like just like like that value mage deck I was talking about. But I don't want to ruin the integrity of the project by aggressively dusting things. So the limit I put on myself was I was only gonna dust cards that are either triples or doubles for legendaries, or I would dust cards that are like objectively bad. Because a new player playing a free to play account, they don't want to get rid of all their cards except the ones they need for Pirate Warrior or something, right? Because they want to be able to play with a bit of diversity. You eventually want to make those more expensive decks like the Reno Mages, like the Control Warriors, stuff like that, like the Reno Warlocks, things like that. But you just can't really go for them right away. So yeah, I decided I was only gonna dust the objectively bad cards or the triples. And the issue I'm running into is that I'm opening a lot of good cards in my packs, but they're not good for anything we're going to be able to do in a month. So, for an example, when in my Mean Streets of Gadgetzan packs, the 6 free ones I got, I opened 2 copies of Burgly Bully. It's a great card for Reno Mage, but there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to craft Reno Mage in a month. Like, that's just not going to work out. Particularly unless I get really, really lucky with my pack opening, but it's very unlikely. So similarly, I also got another epic from those Mean Streets packs, but it was the warrior card Sleep with the Fishes, which is like, it's a situational card, but it's okay in Control Warrior. It's seen some play. But like I said with Reno Mage, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to make a viable Control Warrior deck free to play in a month. So it kind of seems like I'm going to have to get a bit luckier with what I open, or this is going to be a really difficult month for getting like a good deck in order. The last thing I did over these past few days was hit up the ranked ladder a bit more. I thought that having Firelands Portal would help me win some matchups in value games, and it is like a really strong card for doing that. But I was still having quite a bit of trouble. So I'm at the point where my budget mage deck can absolutely wreck anyone that is using the basic decks that Blizzard gives you, or like, tweaks and variations of those. When it comes to games against refined net decks, I'm having quite a bit of trouble. I think in the video you'll see me going up against a Dragon Priest, and that was pretty difficult to do. They ended up beating me, and it was I'm finding it hard to compete against that deck. And this is the real interesting part of the project, because that is what I was trying to test here. If you can sort of outplay those people with a worse deck. So I think that this budget value mage will be something that we can make work. And we are having like a greater than 50% win rate at the moment, but it's not going to be nearly as consistent as I was first thinking, because there are going to be those times when, with the Dragon Priest example, if someone goes, Twilight Whelp into the 2/4 taunt, into the Cabal Talon Priest, into Twilight Guardian, if they just curve out, you just really can't. It's very difficult to compete against that with basic cards, even if you are, trying to play them to their highest ability. So yeah, I think it's still going to be working, but it's not nearly as consistent as I first thought. So anyway, that's all we've done over the past few days of the new player experience. We will be back for another stream on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can check that out, I'd be great to see you at twitch.tv/bacon_infinity. If you just want to see the highlight videos, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll get notifications of when a new highlight video is posted. So thanks for watching. See you guys later.